Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Now we are going to be looking at skill 11. And skill 11 for the listening part of the TOEFL preparation course deals with functions. So we have to see here, or we have to remember that functions is basically the goal or the intention of a conversation, right? Of an expression, of a sentence. So this means that when I speak, I have an intention, right? For example, everything I'm saying right now, my intention is to what? To teach, to inform, to explain, right? If I ask you something simple, what time is it? What is my intention? To know the time, right? So every time we speak, we have an intention, right? We have to remember that. And in this case, we're going to be practicing functions or intentions, right? So the first one is agreement. We're going to be looking at a couple, such as suggestion, right? Like when I say, why don't we go to the movies, or let's go to the movies, right? So there are many expressions that can be expressed, or that can express these different functions, right? Like agreeing. I can agree with you by saying, oh yeah, that's true. Me too, right? We're going to be looking at these in this one. Okay, so the first example we have here is when someone says, I think that the hypothesis is indefensible. And the woman says, so do I. What does the woman mean? She is unsure about the hypothesis. The hippopotamus is behind the fence. That doesn't even make sense. She thinks that the hypothesis can be defended, or she agrees with the man. In this case, so do I is an expression that agrees with the man. So yeah, she agrees with the man. So in this case, we're going to be looking at how the expression has an intention, right? A function. Um, okay, now let's look at this one, because for this, we need to know that you can agree either with a positive statement, a positive sentence or expression, or a negative statement, right? So the first example was positive, right? And positive and negative doesn't mean that it's good or it's bad, right? In this case, it just means that it's affirmative or it's negative. For example, the woman here says, I don't think that our history teacher is very interesting. And the man says, neither do I. What does the man mean? He disagrees with the woman. He thinks that the history teacher is interesting. He shares the woman's opinion, or he doesn't think that the woman's idea is good. He doesn't think. Well, if he says, neither do I, that means that he agrees, right? With the negative. I don't think our history teacher is very interesting. So he shares the woman's opinion, right? Now, we're going to be looking at some expressions because you can agree either in positive or negative. So here they are. When a person says something affirmative and you agree, you have different ways to say it. You can say, so do I, for example, which is a variation of I do too, right? And there's a whole grammar topic on the so do I do too, I don't either, neither do I, right? These are actually taught together many times, or you have probably seen them in your English classes. Neither do I, for example, is agreeing with negative statements, but you can also use I don't either. And either and neither in Spanish are like tampoco. And so do I and I do too is like también. Of course, we have the one that everybody knows, me too. Be careful with I'll say, because sometimes people get confused with I'll say. I'll say is agreeing. So if somebody says, I don't know, that movie is really good, and you say, I'll say, that means that you agree with that, right? Mm, isn't it? Isn't it is a variation of a tag question, right? So if you want to find out more information about this, investigate or look up tag questions. But this is basically when you say, this is very good, isn't it? In Spanish, it's like saying, verdad, sí y no, right? Esto es muy bueno, ¿verdad? Esto es muy bueno, sí. Esto es muy bueno, no. This is good, isn't it? But in English, it's a little bit more complicated because you have to switch around the subject and the auxiliaries. And if it's negative, you have to change it to positive. If it's positive, to negative, right? For example, it is good, isn't it? Or it isn't good, is it? Right? So this is to express doubt, like, do you agree with me? But if a person says it to you, they agree with you, right? Like, um, the movie is so good, isn't it? Right? You can say that again, right? It's so true that you can repeat it, right? This is also an expression. In agreements with negative, like I just mentioned, we have just neither do I and I don't either, okay? Well, actually, it was right here, but I wrote it to explain it with so do I and I do too, because these are related topics in grammar. Okay, let's go then to exercise 11 over here. We have 3 exercises. So take a moment, read each exercise, each question number, and then answer either A, B, C, or D, and we will check it in a moment, okay? Okay, so let's check it. Number 1 says, these paintings are really fascinating. And the man says, aren't they? What does the man mean? In this case, it's going to be D. He finds these paintings quite interesting, right? All right, let's look at number 2. I don't really care for the way the building was renovated. The man says, I don't either. What does the man mean? In number 2, the answer is B. He has the same opinion of the building as the woman, right? And let's look at number 3. I think that both candidates for county supervisor are unqualified. The woman says, me too. What does the woman mean? In this case, it's A. She agrees with the man, right? Me too. Okay, now we're going to do the listening exercise. So 10 questions, and I'm going to play the audio here. When we get to, I'm thinking number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So I'll leave it like this at first. And then when we get to number 3, I'm going to bring it down, okay? So good luck.
Exercise 11. In this exercise, listen carefully to the short conversation and question in the recording, and then choose the best answer to the question. You should pay attention to expressions of agreement. Number 1.
I'd like to take a trip down the coast this weekend.
Me too.
What does the woman mean? Number 2.
I would like to see Matt elected to the town council next month.
So would I.
What does the man mean? Number 3.
I'm not sure if I should take beginning or intermediate French next semester.
Neither am I.
What does the woman mean? Number 4.
The food in the cafeteria is not exactly the best food I've ever tasted.
You can say that again.
What does the woman mean? Number 5.
This party certainly has been fun.
I'll say.
What does the man mean? Number 6.
I'm not about to condone what she did.
I'm not either.
What does the woman mean? Number 7.
Those people upstairs always have such loud parties.
Don't they?
What does the man mean? Number 8.
This meal is really delicious.
Isn't it?
What does the woman mean? Number 9.
I can't imagine what he was thinking about when he bought that car.
Neither can I.
What does the woman mean? Number 10.
This should be a 2-semester course. 1 semester is just not enough time to learn all the material.
You can say that again.
What does the man mean? TOEFL
Okay, let's check this one. Number 1 is going to be D. She would also like to take a trip. Number 2 is going to be B. He agrees that Matt should be elected. Okay, so number 1, D, number 2, B. Now we're going to go to number 3 to 10. So let me bring it down a little bit. Okay, there we go. So number 3 here is going to be A. She is not sure which course she should take. Number 4 is D. She agrees that the food is pretty bad. Number 5 is D. He's enjoyed himself tremendously. Number 6 is C. She agrees with the man about what happened. Number 7 is C. He agrees that the upstairs neighbors are noisy. Number 8 is B. This food tastes wonderful to her. Number 9 is A. She agrees that getting the car was not a good idea. And number 10 is C. He also thinks that the course should be extended, okay? So we finish with this video, skill number 11 for listening of the TOEFL preparation course. And I will see you in the next video for structure on skill 11. So have a good day. If you have any questions or comments, leave it in the comments section and I'll see you next video, okay? Bye.